Welcome back to the Iron King YouTube channel. Today, I've got a big problem. We're working on a Dodge. Not just any Dodge, the cheapest Dodge I could find anywhere for sale. So those of you who watch Diesel Creek Matt, you know that he kind of has an issue with buying items from auctions. Well, I have that same problem, and here is one of my auction problems right here. This is a 2011 Dodge Ram 2500 with the Cummins in it. This was for sale on Iron Planet in Colorado, and I watched this thing go through a week before. I believe the minimum bid was $2,200, something like, or it was $2,500, and there was no bids on it. No one bid on it, and time ran out, and then it got relisted on Iron Planet for the following auction week, and I believe it was relisted for $2,000. So I started watching it. High output, pretty cool. That's like another like 70 horsepower over a standard one. So I'm watching the auction and no one's bidding on this thing again. So I throw in a bid, $2,100. I have no need for this Dodge. Anyway, I've got a bunch of trucks. I have no need for this thing, but a $2,000 Cummins, gotta have it. So time's running out, Another bidder hits me back at like $2,500. I throw in another bid, my final bid at $2,900. And I just let the clock run out, and lo and behold, I won it. It's mine. So for $2,900, I got a 2011 Ram 2500 with a Cummins turbo diesel. But it does have a few major problems, so I will show you what we got going on here. There's the item number. Now the truck does run. It fires up, runs, but we're getting into the issues here. First issue, you could say, is the mileage. 393,000 miles on this truck, which is probably why it was priced so low. But at the end of the day, I've got a bunch of these Cummins trucks, and I have a couple of them with like 500,000 miles, and they just keep running and running. So I wasn't like crazy concerned about that. So check this out. I did have to replace the batteries in it. This is an issue too, we're gonna have to figure out. There we go. Fires right up. So let's get into the elephant in the room. The reason I think this thing was so cheap, it's underneath here. That's a big problem. Half of the transfer case, there should be another little piece right here. She gone. She left the chat. It is nowhere to be seen. So that is something we're gonna have to fix. Here's the chain hanging out of it. I'm not sure what caused that. If I had to guess, I would say it probably ran out of oil and it kept driving, bearing locked up, and it just catastrophically failed. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna replace the transfer case and see if we can get this thing running and driving again and have the cheapest Cummins available for sale on Marketplace. Dude, so what do you think of the world's cheapest Cummins so far?
It's actually turned out to be pretty good. So new batteries, and we're not really in like.
I told them we're in at $2,900 is what I paid for it, and then the auction fees, I think it was another $250. Yeah. And then it was $1,200 to haul it. So.
Yeah, no, it's like we're not in it too much. It's gonna be perfect for like either to.
This truck, we're definitely gonna save. This truck is, if we replace the transfer case, everything works on it, we're gonna fix it up, and we're gonna keep this truck as a shop vehicle for sure.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be perfect for just doing runs too, just like moving parts and like for a tow rig.
It's not crazy beat up either. Like, this thing is, like, honestly, for 400,000 miles, it's clean.
The seats aren't all torn up.
We've bought way worse with way less miles.
Yeah. Like
I'm pretty sure she's blown out right there.
Oh yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah, she's a little blown out.
She's a little blown out. Yeah.
But dude, it fired right up this morning.
Yeah.
No problem.
Runs great.
I know.
Runs surprisingly good.
Well, let's go show them the transfer case that we got. So this was another marketplace find. Hopefully it's the same, or we're gonna have to go buy one from another place that's like $1,000. But this one was $400, and it looks close. It needs this. Now my numbers all match up until here. The one that we have is a 6.1. This is a 6.0. So we're gonna find out what the difference is, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's nothing major. But it spins and everything works, right? Yeah, like everything, it feels okay. Well, let's get to work. Let's go rip the old transfer case out and start putting the new one in it. So right now Robert's got the little bash plate off, and we're gonna work on pulling this bottom cross member out. Yeah. Pull that thing out. Got the floor jack ready. We'll probably support the transmission, probably on the pan. I know, whatever. What are you, a cop? Anyway, probably pull that thing off of there. And then I think we're just comparing the two. Hopefully we got 223 spliners, bud.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. I read online that they should all be the same. For the 271D transfer case. Allegedly, they're all the same, but you know how that goes with all the same shit, so.
Yeah. We'll see. So we got all the cross member bolts are loose. We're about to loosen up the transfer case, like mounting bolts underneath the cross member here. And then we're gonna get a jack, hold this thing up, and then we're gonna pull the rear drive shaft. And then I think we're pretty much actually pulling the transfer case out, so pretty good job so far.
The reason is the front drive shaft is no longer.
Yeah, no, she took a hike. She gone.
So
she gone.
Yeah.
And it did damage our transmission a little bit, so I'm not sure if we're screwed yet. But right up here, you can see that little white mark is the case of the transmission, and it broke an eye off or something right there. I'm hoping we're not screwed. We'll find out. What do you think?
Hopefully not, because then it's going to be changing a transmission.
I know, that's like $5,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wait, but actually this thing bolts on, so we might be able to buy this piece or something. Hope not, though. Hopefully we can just bolt it together.
Yeah, hopefully we can just and then it works.
Yeah.
It just works.
All right, so the drive shaft is out of the Dodge here. Here's the transfer case that I bought. We're gonna hope that this is the same splinage. Boop.
Nailed it.
Mint. So now the only other thing we gotta worry about is hopefully the input splines are the same. So it can either be 29 or 23. I'm pretty sure this is 23. I'm pretty sure that one's 23. As long as that all lines up, we're friggin' good to go. Oh my. Hammer fist. Yep. So now, cross members out. We're gonna undo the actual transfer case mounting here. And we got 6 bolts, and we'll have this monstrosity pulled out of here. Hopefully it's the only problem, and hopefully this thing's 23 splines. Pray. Small development. Of course, my luck, nothing can go right. Problems. Here's the case we pulled out of it. No. Yes, this is the case we pulled out of it. 29 spline input. Here's the case that I bought. 23 spline input. So what we're doing now is we are completely gutting this old case. Hopefully we can take this planetary and this shaft out of this one, and we can make a 29 spline case, or a 29 spline transfer out of this. Well, we need to get a longer screwdriver, and hopefully we'll pull this out. All that was holding this thing together, this wasn't even a gasket. This was all siliconed in. So we'll just re-silicone this one when we take it apart, clean it really well. We'll probably pressure wash this thing before we even take it apart, get all the dirt out of it. I wasn't concerned with this one. It's exploded. So we're gonna pull the snap ring out of here, and hopefully we can get this apart and get that 29 spline input out of there. So Robert's gonna go pressure wash the case. Here's what we were after. This is the 29 spline input from this transfer case that we need. All these gears actually look good. I don't see anything wrong with them. Rolls fine. I don't see any chips in any of the gears or anything. So I think we're gonna be just fine. We're gonna throw this in our parts washer over at the shop, and he's gonna go pressure wash the transfer case. So here's the guts of the good transfer case. Here's our 23 spline input. Here's our 29 spline. We're gonna take this guy, stick it in that hole. Hopefully it lines up, and then we can put all of this stuff back together. Come on, wrestle it in there. Okay, so that part is done. We didn't put the snap ring on. It was a pain in the ass. Let's go get that. Where's the other snap ring? Do we have a better one than this one?
Yeah, the one over here. This one? I'll clean it off first.
We aren't building D10 trannies right now. We're just building shitty Dodges. I think she'll be fine. What do you think?
50-50.
50-50. That's fine. I like 50-50. Kind of like 50-50 auto. Kind of an inside joke we have around here. A little bit of 50-50. You know why they call it 50-50, Robert?
You got a 50% chance of something good, 50% chance of getting fucked.
Yep. 50-50. This is where I cut my fingers off. Uh-oh. Get in your home. Oh, this is gonna be a bitch. So here's an update on a little bit of our Craigslist rebuild. Lost the receipts. Back together. You'll have to trust me. Everything, it's all back together. Everything in here that was from that one is in here, and that one's out there, and it's all together. Got some new seals. This one was no good, obviously. That's this one. I'm gonna put this one in here, that one in there, and then I believe that one is for, this third one here is for this guy right here. Get it back together. A couple more steps and we're putting this thing back in the truck. Input seals installed. New output seal. We're ready to go throw it in the truck. Hopefully this works out. I will be very happy with myself if we only have like 5 grand in this truck, especially for the miles. But I also think that we're in this thing really, really good for like $5,000 with this transfer case if it works. I don't really see anything that won't work, but it should. Okay, somehow just bench pressed this entire transfer case in here, but we're lined up. So all we gotta do now is we gotta bolt this thing down, and then we're gonna be putting our cross members in. We did find a little bit of an uh-oh right up here. This steel line for our fuel line, that is almost smashed completely shut. And I think that's when that drive shaft broke. It gave her a little bit of a whap. So we're gonna have to fix that, Gave a little chin music, huh?
Give her a little splice action there. A little rubber hose splice action.
Splice?
Yeah.
A little splice? Okay, bud. Give these a little bit of a snug. Oh, this one was loose. Good thing we checked. Make sure you strip it. Make sure you get it tight right before it's about to snap. Fill tight, right?
Fill tight.
Fill tight.
Hulk it on there.
Fill tight. Yep. And then we got this guy. And I believe there's one more right at the top. Fill tight it. Okay. And there's this one way at the top. Honestly though, like what do you think? Like a 6.8 out of 10 for like the difficulty level?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're nowhere near competent mechanics, and somehow we managed to get a transfer case from like a 2002 Dodge
and put it in whatever.
And put it in this 2011 by just taking it all the way apart. Well, it hasn't worked yet. It hasn't worked yet. So we could be like, you know,
we could just be
doing victory laps when we shouldn't be doing victory laps yet. Okay, I think we're good, bud.
Okay.
So that's all in there. So now we need to put the friggin' crossmember back on it. Robert's working on the front drive shaft right now. Rear drive shaft is bolted in. So I need to snug up the bolts in the back there. But once we tear the front drive shaft out, we should be able to fill the transfer case with fluid. And we already locked it in a second gear, or two-wheel drive. And we should be able to take it off, take it for a spin. Fingers crossed everything still works. Now we're sticking the last bit of oil in it, right?
Yep. Theoretically. Should be good.
Hopefully it doesn't just leak right out, huh?
Yeah. It's not so far.
Did you guys silly the hell out of it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you got 1 1/4 or 2 1/4 quarts of this stuff, because there actually is a little oil pump inside that thing. So we're gonna fill that up. Hopefully she moves and we're taking it for a spin.
Is it in gear?
Everything's full. No, it's not in gear yet. Okay, ready?
Roll.
Everything out of the way?
Yeah.
We're moving.
We're moving.
Well, I went ahead, gave the truck a quick wash. It runs and drives with a brand used resealed dish transfer case. Pretty good deal, I think. So the truck, just to go over one more time, truck was $2,900. Transfer case was $400. There's about $50 in seals, and it was about, oh gosh, I think it was like $1,200 to haul it here. So whatever that is, that's what we're in the truck. I think that's a pretty good deal, even though it's got a bunch of miles. I'm super excited that that transfer case worked out. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I did order a bunch more parts for this thing, and you're gonna see it a lot more. It's gonna be our new shop truck. We are 100% keeping this truck for around here, hauling back and forth to the cat dealer, getting parts, going, we're just gonna use it a lot. It's gonna get a ton of use, and I'm super excited about having this thing. Guys, please throw it down in the comment section if you had any questions. And as always, if you like this stuff, consider subscribing to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video.